The idea of mixing Dante, her African lady, with the Chinese children makes important claim, like make important spark to most people in her platform. Now, looking at it very well, you know that Dante had been engaging with the kids from beginning henceforth, and that's contributed positively to her Chinese language development. You know, Dandy had been married into the Chinese environment for some time now, and know that the Chinese language is hard for her to catch, but she needs to understand and also show more efforts to understand the language. One good thing about Dandy is that she's ready and open to adapt to the Chinese system. Is it because she married a good man? Or is it because she found herself in a very good and conducive environment? Or is it because she married a man that is understanding? Some men are not understanding, but we think that Dandy husband is understanding. She understood when a African lady is tired from work, and he also understood when a African lady need more support. Now, seeing Dandy with the Chinese children might spark you the most, unlike oh, it's because she's pregnant, as was earlier announced by her husband in a live stream. But we think that Dandy being associated with the Chinese children is for her own benefit. You know, children speak very fluently, and for she to be among them, they'll be speaking the Chinese language. And for some of them, I guess the children do not understand English most. So it's like, teach me, I teach you. When Dandy is among them, she is able to learn the Chinese language very fast. As a very smart African lady, and as an African lady who is very ready and wholly wants to stay in the Chinese environment, she felt this is the first step to take. And if I understand the language, I'm good to go. So when the children speak, she also tried to pronounce and also try to do same. On looking at every occasion that she's engaging with the children, you found out that they're either washing, they're either doing work, one work on the other. And in that process, she will hear them, she will hear them speak, and they speak fluently and openly. You know, children are just good angels with good minds. Yes, these are these kids. So like, oh, I don't like children, I don't love children. Meanwhile, you should note that you were once a child. You were once behaving even extra more than those kids. So you should open your mind as an adult to love children, just like African lady did. She's opening her mind to love the Chinese children, and that gives some more benefits like learning the language and understanding what is what. And words after words, as time goes on, should we excel more in the Chinese environment? Now we have here African lady also married in the Chinese environment. We have here Maria. Well, for Maria case, her husband is not with her. But one good thing I love about Maria is her dedication towards her work and also to obtain the day's goal. You know, in every day comes with responsibility. And on her own course, you found out that she's the only one taking good care of her baby without no heat, without no husband, because the husband has went to work. As an African lady who is groomed from the African territory, from the African cultural background, she's decided to stand strong. She has decided to face all challenges with all heart and hoping that one day things will change for good, and that is what has been keeping African lady going. In the Chinese setting, there's nothing like heat, there's nothing like house help. So she has to take the bull by the horn to take good care of herself and also a baby. Though it's not easy for her, but at the start, she had to give herself happiness than feeling depressed. She had to give herself so happiness. And one thing that kept her going is for her to learn the language, and that made it more easy for her to communicate with people around her in the Chinese environment. And that made her to feel among in that community over there in the Chinese environment. This is something that's so hard for someone to impact on, but she had to see she had the love for the community that made her to go as far of and learning the language in the Chinese environment. A stable mind can go far to do that which is necessary and which is important to a family. A stable mind will be able to organize and also to create things from the little they have. And we seeing her African lady on this ground, we come to the conclusion that she is stable in her thought and more organized in her day-to-day activities, and that made her to achieve a lot during the day and made her to do a lot even to her baby and those around her in a community. Engaging in farm activities, engaging in gardening also makes the mind more active, and that's where she gets a good and fresh vegetation or vegetable from whenever she needed something or whenever she needed good meal to take. What husband brother stood beside her this period to heed her during the cooking. As you can see, his presence counts so much in her life, and she appreciates him for being there and standing beside her at this journey of first motherhood. Now we can find out that African lady haven't done everything. She's organized and she thinks positively on her day-to-day daily lives in the Chinese environment. Alright, this is your betraying of the curtain on today's episode. See you next episode for great and more interesting package. Please to stay tuned and stop less. And always remember, love takes the lead. Stay good for now. Bye for now.